investigation, solving mysteries in the night. Chasing shadows, finding answers, shining bright light. No one's left behind in the darkness, all alone. With a heart like a siren, she brings the lost ones home. Silent cries in the dark no longer have to be, for justice wheels keep turning, Granny on the beat. Broken voices find their power, call out hope again. When these crime busters run, no victims left in vain. Bravery in her veins, truth she won't disguise. With a fire in her eyes, she's got nothing to deny. Granny fights for justice, never backs down from the call. For the voiceless and the missing, she'll stand tall.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? No, Lori, I haven't received your email. You sure you got the right one? Some people leave out a few letters. It's a long one, I know. Hello, Ginger and Lori, Tammy. Hello, good to see everybody. Ginger, can you put hello, Brenda Joe? Can you put my email address again so Lori can actually probably try to just click on it so she has it, because I didn't get it. Thank you, Ginger. Appreciate you. All right. So I got together my spotlight on the missing, and just before I went live tonight, I saw something. So this was Melina Fratlin. She was missing since yesterday, guys. Last seen in Lake George, New York. She was only 9 years old. But actually, she has been found. Let me share my screen with you. And I wish it was good news. But she was found deceased in New York. State authorities have confirmed a 9-year-old girl from Lake George, New York. Melina Galanis Fratlin, a Canadian resident, was located by authorities in Ticonderoga, New York on Sunday. Due to jurisdictional considerations, the Warren County Sheriff's Office has turned the investigation over to the New York State Police. New York State Police said in part of a statement, at this time there is no indication that an abduction occurred and there is no threat to the public. Fratlin was last seen Saturday night around 9:40 p.m. Eastern in a white van on I-87 southbound near exit 22 in Lake George, according to the Warren County Sheriff's Office. They added that she was taken under circumstances that led them to believe that Fratlin was in imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death. And they did do an Amber Alert for her. So I'm not sure what the circumstances were around her death. If it's another parent that chose to take a child's life, I don't know. Horrific, guys. I wasn't, after I saw that, it wasn't a real Amber Alert anymore, I thought about not talking about it, but then I thought, no, I'm gonna talk about it because this little girl lost her life, right? Just very sad situation. Just breaks my heart. Let's not forget about Jonathan Huang, 21-year-old autistic young man, believed to be somewhere in the Kirkland, Washington area, missing since March 30th of this year. He is high functioning, and does respond to his name, but presents himself as a 10-year-old. He needs to be home with his parents. So Just sad that he's been gone for so long. Another case that's really sad is Sebastian Rogers, $500,000 reward for our little buddy. The He needs to be home with his dad. That's all I got to say about Sebastian. He has been missing since last seen February 25th, 2024. It's been over a year. It won't be long. He'll be 17 years old, and he was 15 when he went missing. Very, very sad situation there. Travis Decker's still out there somewhere, guys. He's wanted for 3 counts of first-degree red rum and first-degree kidnapping for taking the lives of his 3 little babies, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, seen there with their mother. He is considered to be armed and dangerous, could look like any of the pictures above. Last seen, he was wearing a baseball cap and had a long ponytail in back. Considered to be somewhere near Washington area. Do not approach him. If you do see him, call 911. All right. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's an S at the end. All right. Hello, Michelle. Welcome in. We're happy to have you. Yeah, I saw that one as well. Another child in Nova Scotia was missing, escaped out the kitchen window, and he was 6 years old and was autistic, found at the bottom of a cliff in water. Just sad. Hello, Ann Elizabeth. Good to see you. Crime Science, hello. Welcome in. We're so happy to have you. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting really, really tired of seeing little babies lose their lives. It's and so many autistic. We have Sebastian, this little 6-year-old. You know, Jonathan Huang, right? Just really sad. And there's been other ones that Jack and Lily, they're saying could have possibly been. Oh, well, we're happy to have you, even when you were in the bushes. We're happy for everybody. We're glad you're here. So, yeah, it's been really crazy. I just don't. It breaks my heart when I hear about all these little babies. It just does. Somehow we're letting our kids down, right? And collectively as a society, we should be providing a safer place for them, a safer environment. And I think many times there's situations like what's alleged now in Jack and Lily's case where there could have been abuse, right? Um, who sees this stuff and ignores it? Just because something used to be okay back when we were little doesn't mean it was okay or is okay now, right? That's what every generation is supposed to be, better and get better and do better, right? And we still have children that are missing. It's just awful. It's just awful. I wanted to show you a little clip of a video of Jack and Lily. The link is in the description below, guys. But I just thought it was special, so let me get it up here, right?
Is it good, Jack? Yummy, you got 2 of them. What? You want me to carry them for you? Here, give them to me. And I'll put them in Nene skirt.
What's that? Johnny bear. What's that? Johnny bear.
So I think this was closely to when before they disappeared. When you look at the size of them, the date reads May 3rd, but I think that's when it was posted. Isn't that cute, guys? I thought it was kind of precious to see them babies, you know, being babies, right? Being little children who are watching cartoons and playing on iPads these days, right? Yeah, just crazy. Hi, Bobby. Yeah, I hear you, right? Crystal, hello, hello. Bonnie, Trees, welcome in. Yeah, I just love watching that video. It's the second time I've watched it now today, and it's just I like to see something different, something good, instead of talking about the bad all the time, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I don't think it was, right? I don't know who that other little baby is. I don't know who that was, but yeah, it definitely was not in the trailer or the RV, that's for sure. Could tell that for sure. Hi, Brian. Good to see you. I'm doing great. So hopefully we can get to Janie's things tonight, but Mr. Yummy also put out another one, and I really liked what he had to say. So we're going to listen to that and talk about it. I really trust his insight, and I was a little bit surprised, honestly. I was. So, hello, Ariel. Good to see you. So let's go ahead and hear what he has to say.
I'm not here to lie. The reason why I wanted you guys to come here and do the interview here is to show you exactly where everything took place. And to show people that this is what happened. All the stuff that people, all the rumors and accusations about us murdering the kids and burying them on the property, this place has been searched thoroughly. The well has been checked, the septic tank.
I think everything Janie McKenzie just said is true, but not the whole truth. So in today's video, let's watch the rest of her CBC interview about her missing step-grandchildren, Lily and Jack Sullivan, and count the gaps. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For exclusive videos and other cool perks, join the channel. Link in description. If you missed my last video, don't worry, I'll link it on the end card, but we've already analyzed the first half of this interview. So before we grab our deception decks and pick up where we left off, I just want to quickly elaborate on what I said in the intro. Just because I think someone is telling the truth, that doesn't mean I think they're telling the whole truth or nothing but the truth. That's why the testimony oath has 3 clauses. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So when Janie said they didn't murder the kids, fair enough. But are they covering up something else, like a negligent homicide? When she said they're not buried on the property, I also think they would have been found by now. But that doesn't mean they're not buried somewhere else. In fact, taking Janie at her word when she said she's there to tell what happened actually hurts her. And that's because she's already admitted she doesn't know what happened. So why is she so defensive? And why is her priority not what I would have expected of the step-grandmother of 2 missing children? To find the kids and get information out there and ask for help. Even when she said, I'm not here to lie, that wasn't a guarantee that she won't lie or that she hasn't lied. It was just a vague declaration of past intent. Anyway, I think you get the point. So let's pick up where we left.
Some good insights, right? I found what he said very interesting, honestly. Is she telling the whole truth, right? He said, fair enough, she didn't red rum, okay? But she didn't say if she was guilty of covering up anything. Negligent homicide? What have we been talking about, guys? What have we been talking about, right? I noticed that too, Walla. And, you know, I do think it's funny. Somebody brought up last night that they think Janie might be jealous of Belinda. And Belinda's yard is beautiful, right? You could tell she spends a lot of time in her yard and she has decorations everywhere, right? So I think she's jealous. And I think that she tried to emulate, but she didn't do a very good job of it, in my opinion. Hello, Anna. Good to see you. What took place? You don't know much. You didn't hear much, see much. I think she saw more than she's willing to say, honestly. Seems like an odd extra, and all the new plants and pita and chairs, even though that stuff is cheap. Yeah, it is weird, right? Hello, Lucid Dreams. Good to see you. Yeah, she could feed the birds. You know, she can do more things, put more things out there that now the kids are gone. They're not going to get into it, right? Oh, thank you, Lucid. Yeah, we just like to have fun here. We like to have fun. We like to just share our thoughts, our opinions, safe place. We try to make it a safe place for everybody. All right, let's continue on.
Left off with Janie beginning to search for Lily and Jack after, and note this, being told by Malaya that they were missing before Malaya had even asked her if she knew where the kids were or had even searched the trailer that Janie was in.
When she told me the kids were missing, you automatically think they went into the woods. That was my first instinct. Mm-hmm. So I went up and I did this whole area, this whole wooded area, right up to the top of to the dirt road, came back down here and came back down the side of the road, came back down here and came back up the same spot. I went back into the house. By the time the cops were here, I don't know exactly what time, I didn't take my phone. The cops were here. There was a bench sitting here, or a sawhorse, it's over there, was sitting here. I was sitting on it, bawling my eyes out. I was crying because I blame myself for not getting up that morning to see the kids. Because if I would have get up, this wouldn't have never happened. Okay? That's why I was crying.
Look at Mr. Yummy's face.
We've heard a lot about the patio door.
Okay.
So let's go see that.
Sure.
So this is the patio
This is the patio door
that Jack and Lily would have.
that Jack and Lily came out of.
And so tell us why why we've heard about the patio door.
Because everybody's saying on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok that the patio door makes a noise, and why they didn't hear the door open. The bedroom is back there. Okay,
That far window.
the last window is the bedroom.
The reason people talk about how much noise that sliding glass door makes is because Malaya Brooks Murray, Lily and Jack's mom, used it as part of her alibi. According to her, it's completely silent, which is why she didn't recognize that her toddlers, Lily and Jack Sullivan, had wandered off outside on their own. So the fact that it does make a noise pokes yet another hole in her story.
It sure does, doesn't it, guys? That wasn't exactly quiet. If I was dozing, I might have heard that, honestly. If I was sleeping, maybe not. But if I was dozing, yeah. But again, I don't think anything that any of them, Malaya, Daniel, or Janie, what they talked about happened that morning, I don't believe any of it happened, in my opinion. Aw, thank you, Bonnie. Yeah, drama free. I know. I appreciate that. Hello, Nanya Business. I hope I'm not missing anybody. Crystal, Chemistry Queen. Hello, hello. I'm glad. That was my goal for this channel, and I appreciate it. And you know, I have discovered that many people like the drama. It amazes me. It really amazes me. But yeah. Oh, and I have got a surprise for you guys. Just a little funny. But let's see where we're at. Let me look here. We're at 21 likes. So when we get up to 22, when we get up to 30 likes, I will show a picture that I shared. So if anybody wants to let me know about that, if you see it before I do. Hello, Andrea. Welcome in. Cardi, welcome in. Oh, yeah. I appreciate that. The drama drives me nuts too, and I cannot believe how many people follow that drama. It's amazing to me. Truth and Beauty, hello, hello. So yes, that door wasn't exactly quiet. It blows a hole in Malaya's story, right? But honestly, I don't think it was Malaya's story. I think it was cooked up by Daniel and possibly Janie. I am including Janie, guys, in my list of suspects now. I didn't before, but now that she's speaking out, I really am. Lori, hello, hello. Just me, hello, hello. That's why you're still single. Men are drama. They really are. They say us women are drama, but I don't know about that. Hello, Joanne. I think Pinocchio has nothing on Daniel, Linda, and Bewitched. Who is Linda? I'm alone too, so we're all in good company. All right, let's continue on. Yes, Lori, I got it now. Awesome. I got it. All right.
But her story's already a slice of Swiss cheese, so it's not that interesting. What's more interesting is Janie's reaction. I would have expected a truly innocent person to be at least a little bit suspicious about that. Malaya's entire alibi hinges on whether or not that door makes noise. Come to think of it, I haven't even seen Janie comment on the fact that Malaya doesn't live on that property anymore. Right after the kids went missing, she did one interview and then disappeared. One obvious explanation for why Janie isn't curious or suspicious about any of this is because she actually knows what happened. Whether she was filled in by Malaya and her son Daniel to help in the cover-up, or was involved right from the beginning. But even more telling than the things that Janie seems to deliberately ignore, like the sound we all just heard, are the things she seems to deliberately address, like why she was crying on that morning. Normally, that would go without saying. Her grandchildren were missing, which makes me wonder if there was some other reason. And listen to this next part. Listen to what she brings up.
And so they would have come out this door
They would have come out this
that
door.
morning.
Yes.
And then they went and played on the swing set.
Yes,
And that's when you heard them.
that's when I heard them. Right here in this area here. I plan on putting a pool up this year for the kids. You need level ground for a pool. That's what I was doing. I was leveling out the ground to set up a pool.
And this is the Thursday.
This is Thursday.
Right.
Friday, all the investigators, search and rescue and everything. Right around here was where they found the only footprint.
This is where the boot.
This is where I was raking that night. That's where the boot print was found, in the mud where I was raking.
I thought there was two boot prints.
There was supposed to be a footprint found way up on the pipeline.
Right.
Malaya sent me the picture of it. That's all I know. There was a footprint found.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, the footprint was here. The only one that they can confirm that was Lily and Jack's was right here.
So it was child size.
Yes, a man, one of the investigators came in here and was measuring it all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to lie. The reason why I wanted you guys to come here and do the interview here is to show you exactly where everything took place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And just show people that this is what happened. All the stuff that people, all the rumors and accusations about us murdering the kids and burying them on the property, this place has been searched thoroughly. The well has been checked, the septic tank, all the barns were searched. My RV was searched 3 times. The trailer was searched. This whole place was searched. If they want to come back and search again, they're more than welcome.
You've talked about drones flying over your property. You've
Yes.
talked about cars driving down the road and
Yes.
slowing down. What's that been like?
I'm scared to go out sometimes in my own property. I mostly stay around back here. And if I do go out front for anything, I usually have my head down because I don't want people to see who I am. That is me myself. It's not because I'm hiding from anybody. I don't like to be on camera. I don't like my picture taken. I'm just a quiet person that just wants to be left alone, and I mind my own business. I'm just a hermit.
Imagine you did something terrible to your kids last night. So in the morning, you want to call the police and report them missing, but you also want to be able to prove to the police that the kids were there in the morning and that they just ran away. If you're not a very good liar, you might think to yourself, hey, my mom has been leveling by the house to make a pool. What if I go put the footprint there so it shows up really well, and I'll just have her say that she was raking it last night? That way it'll be really obvious that the footprint must have been made in the morning because she was raking at night. What's the problem? Well, someone like me is going to come along and analyze that story and point out how bizarre it is that grandma was raking the ground at night. And that's the problem with hoaxing, or going beyond just lying and actually trying to fabricate some evidence to sell your lie. For me, at least, it was the downfall of John and Patsy Ramsey, because I believe Patsy wrote that fake ransom note with John's help. It was the downfall of Kate and Jerry McCann, because I believe they opened the window to the room from the inside, because it could only be opened from the inside, to make it look like their daughter had been abducted. And in another high-profile missing child case from Nova Scotia, Dylan Ayler, it could be the downfall of his grandmother, who was supposedly watching him when he disappeared, if the boot that she found near the creek side, which apparently proved that he'd been washed away, ends up having been bought by her and planted there. But the implausibility of Janie raking the ground at night is just one of many data points which makes me think this is all a hoax. So check the playlist for my analysis of Janie.
Guys, isn't it amazing? He thinks exactly like we are, right? Imagine if you did something or something happened to the kids at night and you're going to cover it up and you're going to try to act like they went missing the next morning. That's exactly what he said, right? I think it's interesting. I think it's really interesting. Okay, so we got over 30 likes. I said I would show you something special. You guys were asking me for it yesterday. Here you go. I made it for you. Super D runs through waist deep water, right? Runs faster than the helicopters and the drones. So there you have it. All right, let's see what I missed. Okay. The dirt road and her being at the pipeline is interesting. Yeah. Nunya, I don't know if I said hello to you, but hello, hello. Hello, Cecilia. Yeah, she's very, very defensive, isn't she? People who are defensive usually have something to hide, guys. Hello, Christy. Welcome in. Yeah, no matter what happened, the babies are at the very least missing, but the longer this goes on, yeah, the worse it is. Well, I mean, you heard Mr. Yummy say what part of what she was saying was true. But what is she leaving out? Right? What is she leaving out? She's leaving out what they covered up. Pure negligence. No one got up with the kids. Let's hope this neglect charge is already laid on them. Yeah. I think, my opinion, I could be wrong. I think Malaya knows something happened to the kids. She has some kind of guilty knowledge. I don't think she knows for sure what happened. That's my opinion. And I think she's working with RCMP and with her lawyers and possibly RCMP's advice. She's not saying anything. When was she riding an ATV? You saw my thumbnail. They said that her and Justin, but she was on the back, but it's her ATV. Her and Justin were riding around on the ATV and they came across Daniel and gave him a ride. And Daniel was on the front of the ATV. So, and Lori says she believes that Malaya is staying quiet because she's involved. Well, you're entitled to your opinion. You could be right for all we know. I don't know. Bonnie says she thinks they both know. Yeah. Exactly, Lucid. Why did Daniel get in his truck that morning if they were in the woods? You are really into the details, Walla. Awesome. I wonder if that brown tree right up the hill she's taken dirt has any branches taken off it. Looks like there's a freshly broken tree in front of it too. Same color as the tree is used in the kids' fort. Interesting. I hope with all my heart that that is the case and that she left because she feels that Dee did something horrible. Yeah. Yeah, what is that hut? Nobody's ever asked any of them. I mean, that we're aware of. Yes, and he's yummy, just saying. There wasn't going to be a pool, Laura. Hello, by the way. Good to see you. There wasn't a pool, in my opinion. They weren't going to put in a pool. You know, Mr. Yummy said it himself, right? Why was she raking at night? And Mr. Yummy was not aware that it was pouring down rain that night. Right? So he didn't make that connection. So why was she raking gravel in the middle of the, at night in the pouring rain? Yeah. Just that I was she raking gravel? I do think so, but I think she was covering up ATV tracks is what I think. That's kind of why I put the ATV on the front, because I think it's used for something. Yes, she's lawyered up. No lawyer will let her talk. I agree. I think Malaya was DB'd by Daniel. And yeah, I agree. I think that that whole family is following a narrative. But I don't think she knows everything, in my opinion. But again, I could be wrong. You like that picture, Ariel? I couldn't get the hat off his head, so sorry, guys. And that's, yeah, they typically act like superhumans. Yeah, I colored in the red and made sure that it wasn't an S, but that it was a D. T-shirts for his fans. Oh, that would be funny, wouldn't it? Oh my God, the fish picture. The one with the little fish. Oh my gosh. Nothing is adding up. There's stories and timelines. She's telling us what she wants us to know, just like Daniel. Yeah. Yeah, nothing. Jeannie has lived off the grid for years. It could be she's not used to having people around, that she really is alone. I mean that, that's a possibility. I don't believe much of what Mr. Bewitched has said. And here he is. Let's see. Yeah. I don't believe much of what he has said, but I do believe what he said about Janie, that she's no one to mess with, that she'll blow a hole right through you. Right? Yes. We're still missing 2 babies. Lucid. I didn't notice the bulge, honestly. Oh, guys, I got to tell you this. Oh my gosh. Yesterday in chat, you guys were so funny, and you were talking about how Janie needs to wear undergarments when she's on TV. And right after our live last night, I was looking at my Facebook, and you know how you get those ads? Timu bras came up. I'm not kidding. I saw it. I almost took a screenshot of it, and then I thought, no, I'm not going to show that, but I had to tell you. I just had to tell you guys because it was Timu has bras. Yeah, she's got a bad hip. She was, yeah, but she seemed to be okay walking up it. You know, we watched her walk up that hill. She seemed to be all right. Oh, no worries, Bobby. Yeah, she seems very defensive in my opinion. All four of them, or at least the three of them. I agree. I include Justin in that as well. If Justin would come out and speak, maybe we could change our opinion, but he's not. He's probably one of the smarter ones. Well, Lori, do we know that really happened? Darren said it, but I don't believe Darren. Daniel said it, but I don't believe Daniel. Do we know that happened? Because I'm not going to believe it unless I have some kind of receipts for it. You know, we don't have a problem thinking, you know, speculating on things, right? But we want to try to stick to the facts as much as we can. And so by saying, you know, well, they wouldn't have been so quick to pick her up, we don't know that they did. We don't know that that ever even happened, you know. I agree. I think it would be an intelligent move, her being quiet. I mean, think about it, guys. Her she was talked about after that first interview. No one believed her. She got a lawyer, and the lawyer said, hush, start working with law enforcement, right? And she has said in her text that she trusts RCMP and that the truth will come out. So, and those were texts to Belinda, right? So I don't know. I agree that the whole thing is convoluted. Well, I agree 100%. Hello, Valerie. Gives you bad vibes, yeah. I think these are all different times. I think, you know, because they didn't go out just once to search. There was days in there, right? And so, you know, different times where people, you know, where they were coming and going. And he said he was out with his friends, and then you know, Janie and Justin saw him, picked him up. They didn't bring him back. They dropped him at another road or something. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, there's just different times, you know, that they were out searching, and that when he first left, he took the vehicle. Right. Yeah. So then, you know, he said he was running through the woods and running through the creek, and that's why we called him Super D here in Granny's Crime Busters. Yeah, I agree with you. No one, they're not even thinking about putting in a pool, especially not at night and in the rain. You got plenty of time to be doing that in the daytime when it's sunny out, right? And it's not raining. Hello, Angry Rabbit. I find it strange that everyone left to look for the kids and left Malay alone with Meadow. Yeah. Truth and Beauty says DV is definite. I feel that as well. Yeah. Hello, Jules. May 1st or 2nd is a bit early to be setting up a pool. Wait, what? Hello? Raking in the night and in the rain. I keep wondering if MB was unconscious or something for 12 to 14 hours. Yeah. I was saying yesterday, we don't really have a timeline, guys, because we cannot believe what they said. That whole morning timeline is bogus, in my opinion, entirely bogus. I really feel that it's entirely bogus. There's no way that any of it's true. I think that something happened to those children at night, the night before, and they did something, and that's why Janie was raking. I don't know why they needed to fix the fence. I don't know, but there's got to be a reason for it. It pisses me off that she made comments about Malaya not searching for the kids that morning when there was no one to look after the baby. Yeah. What was she gonna do? Carry baby around through the woods with her? Yeah. Hello, Andrea. Daniel was truly out saving the world. Yeah. Super D. If the kids went missing that morning when Janie was awake, she would have heard a car. The dog would have barked. Yeah. Yeah. It didn't happen. None of that happened. And the other thing is that I've been hearing over and over again an excerpt of Janie crying, actually very distraught, very crying, upset, very distraught, and begging for Malaya to tell us what happened or what she thinks happened. And I'm like, Janie, you know, so shut up. Why don't you tell us what happened? Yeah, about how she was holding Meadow on her hip. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nania. Appreciate that. Janie did this so we would all stop speculating. I have never said the things she says are being said about her family. Yeah. See that she's saying that everybody thinks that calling them red rummers. I'm not calling them red rummers. I'm not. I think something, like Mr. Yummy said, something negligent happened to those children. They got into rugs or something, chemicals, something happened to those children and they panicked and covered it up, is what I'm thinking. I do not believe they red rum the children. Could I be wrong? Yeah. But I'm kind of going along with what Mike DeMann and Deception Detective have stated, that they don't believe that they're capable of committing red rum by their statements. So, she can say all she wants of people, and maybe other people are. I don't know. I don't know if other people are calling them red rummers on YouTube. Maybe they are. I don't know, but I don't believe that's what happened, in my opinion. Still doesn't make what they did right, covering it up. But I could see why they would panic, and now why Janie's all defensive and distraught. She's afraid they're going to be caught, and she's afraid they're all going to go to jail. That's what I think. So let's see. Yeah. And they're using the mental health card against Malaya for sure. Absolutely. Hello, Betty. Durwood knows what happened. I don't know if he does or not. I think he's following their narrative for sure. Did he maybe I know people have suggested maybe he helped. I don't know. You guys don't want to see his picture anymore, I take it. Okay. Better to look at him, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, she marched down from her home, no limp. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. The boulder holder should have been repaired other than the property. Whose dollars is being thrown at the trailer park? You know, that's a very good question because, yeah, I mean, you know, Janie probably gets some sort of stipend, right? If she's retired. Daniel, I don't know how much she's working now, but I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question, though. They're all sus until ruled out. I agree. I agree 100%. I agree. Oh, she did, didn't she? She spoke about the kids in past tense. This is the breaks. Weird shirt to wear. Who's the guy in the picture? Nope, bewitched. The guy in the picture that I had up, that was well, first he called himself Durwood O'Grady, then his real name is Darren Geddes, and we call him Bewitched here on Granny's Crime Busters. The nope was actually on his shirt, but I put the Bewitched on it because of what we call him. Oh my gosh. In my opinion, hello. Dispatch says last heard from Daniel was 8 a.m., but Janie doesn't hear them until way after 9 a.m. Right. They weren't there. That whole scenario, there's no timeline. Honestly, guys, there's no timeline because something happened at night. And when we find out what happened at night, then we can do a timeline. So let's see. Hello, Betty. You think Durwood's involved? Gotcha. Yes. Belinda asked Malaya if the kids had their jackets on, and Malaya said no. They did not take their jackets, is what she said. So it was mentioned, but it was only mentioned by text between Malaya and Belinda. Yeah, he's pretty crazy, all right. Zoom in on that schnoz. Oh, yeah. I can't on here. I don't. Yeah, I can't on here because it's. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Never seen an older woman raking dirt in the nighttime. Weird. Weird. Wow, Cecilia. Awesome. Member for 5 months. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. We love you too. Norbeaster, hello, hello, welcome in. She comes across as someone who at very least has guilty knowledge. Absolutely, she does. She does. She's very defensive. She does better at crying than Daniel does, though. I'm just saying. Yeah, it's a good question. Who is the boyfriend Janie should have visited the night she was pool prepping? Who is mystery brother Ron? I don't know. And here's the deal. She said, you know, her brother, I don't know why I remember this time, but I do for whatever silly reason, but 8:48 he called her that morning. So, here's my question. Does he always do that when he's going to go into town? Does he always call her and ask her? Um if not, was he feeling bad for her because something happened to the kids? I mean, I'm just saying, right? You could look at that a couple different ways. You've heard Durwood is dating Logan Daniels' cousin's mother or grandmother. Yeah, I heard that too. Now, come on, Walla, be nice. If Janie thinks the children are alive, get an investigator instead of money on that property. Yeah, her heart hasn't dropped. Yeah, her heart hasn't dropped. Yep. Hello, Jersey lady. Sawmill is back up and working 5 days a week. Gotcha. Yeah, he's being awfully quiet. You know what? He probably says, this family's crazy. I don't want anything to do with them. Hello, Laura. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Daniel not say he was fixing the chicken coop with chicken wire? I don't know. I saw a new fence. I don't know. Could be. Yeah, no. I made trying to make sure I put the bewitched on there, but the nope was actually on there, which I'm pretty good at finagling things. Janie said Lily never takes her backpack out, not unless Janie's granddaughter takes her out. Daniel said Lily always took it out. Yeah. Yeah. Weird. Yeah, I don't know. They did show that one out front, I think. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Not there. I don't know. I'm looking, but I thought that one was out front. Oh yeah. See at the bottom picture, the bottom left corner. It's like I don't know if it's a stroller, but it's got a bear on it, like a walking toy, I think. That was still there on the deck. This is a new picture from from Janie's video, actually. I print screened it. So that toy was still there. So they left out some of the toys. Yeah, Janie's protecting Daniel and her other son. Something is way off. I agree. The brother? I don't know. Osprey, you know what happens when they turn purple like that? Drinking. Too much drinking. It is weird. She didn't call him to tell him the kids have vanished. But then again, think about this, guys. Those kids were not related to her. I don't honestly think she cared. Hello, Marilyn. Welcome in. We're happy to have you. Yeah, the kids I'm sure the kids were scared. Yeah, they really didn't do a good job of, getting their timeline facts straight, did they? Not at all. In the ditch, hello. I believe they were gone on Thursday, May 1st. I do too, in the evening. I do believe that. Yeah, why didn't they, well, they didn't check that trailer first, and here's the thing, guys. That's why it's so obvious that none of what they said that morning actually happened, because there's things they didn't do that should have been a no-brainer, right? They should have checked Janie's trailer first, kids with you. But maybe the kids have never been with Janie in the RV. Just saying. So I don't know. But that's just further proof to me that none of the things that they talked about that morning happened. When did he buy concrete for the fencing? I don't know. Does Janie have her own car? If not, her brother. That could be. Who goes out and does things in the rain the beginning of May? Good point. So he left YouTube. Now he's making the tour on Facebook. I have seen some of his nasty posts on Facebook. There's one thing I can say about Durwood. He's true to form. Oh, you're Canadian. Okay. Okay. So saying a boot is you're just making a joke. Okay. You thought it was a real shirt too. Love the Bewitched. She is bewitched. The reason we said it is because when he first said his name was Derwood O'Grady, and then he clarified saying his real name is Darren Geddes. It's like Derwood Darren. Where have I heard that before? Oh, the Bewitched show, right? That's why we call him Bewitched. So, Mary, hello, hello. Little Lily looks like she was a mother to Jack. Yeah. They said they were really close, right? But if you think about those kids' lives, guys, all they had was each other. And that breaks my heart. No, it makes my heart bleed because children should not feel that way. Why would Janie carry Jack over rough terrain into the woods, risking them both an accident, especially if she has a bad leg? And she did say, I heard it this morning. Somebody brought it up in chat last night. She did say drag first. Leakage, guys, leakage. Where did she drag Jack to? The ATV? Is that why she was raking stuff? My opinion, allegedly. Raven Sunstar. No, well, here's the thing. Janie told Belinda in a private conversation that she had been filling in several potholes that night. But conveniently, just like her son Daniel, that story changed for her interview, and she stated that she was leveling out the driveway because she was going to put in a pool for the kids. See, doesn't that sound better? Hello, Marilyn. Yes, they cleaned up before the reporter came. Obviously, I think she was jealous of Belinda's interview and she wanted to make her yard look better. But I mean, it does look better than it did, but yeah. Those toys are for Meadows' return. Yeah. Like I said, I think that one toy at the bottom left there is a walking toy. So that would make sense. And yes, there is a camera. Is that what they were getting warrants for? Yep, that's an alcoholic's nose. Absolutely. Yes, there's a camera there. I have a better picture of that camera. Let me look here. Right there. Right there. For those of you who are new tonight, also want you to take a look at this. Brand new ropes for the swing set. Wood's not indented and worn from use. There's no signs of use on those swings. They put duct tape around it and they have duct tape underneath it. The duct tape isn't even touched after it was broken off the roll. So they weren't used, they weren't intended for use, obviously. And those pictures are courtesy of Walla. Walla has an eye for detail. Yeah. What was she covering up? I think she was covering up, I don't know, ATV marks, tire tracks, dragging marks. I don't know. It's a camera, but you think it's new? Could be. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me because they are getting, they've got drones flying overhead now. They got people driving by their place, which, in my opinion, that's wrong. Leave them alone, right? Leave them alone. Ginger thinks they were taken out the front door. Could be. Yeah, I'm glad the kids had each other, but it's not the way it should be, though. She says she has her own vehicle. Gotcha. I don't think it's going to grow cold, Andrea. I really don't. I really don't. I think that we're going to see some arrests. I think things are going to break soon. I think somebody is going to break soon. I don't know if Daniel has. Bewitched has. He came in calling me, I don't remember, some unscrupulous creator or something. I don't know. It was derogatory, right? I let that go, but then he called everyone in chat idiots, and then I blocked him. So he's no longer allowed on here. Him or Daniel can come in, Janie. I don't care if they're respectful and kind. They could come in here all day long, right? But Durwood, of course, I don't think Durwood has it in him to be kind, honestly. he is just a jerk through and through, in my opinion. Even in that interview, the little bit that we did see of his interview, he was calling the RCMP names. So that's his favorite go-to, right? Calling everybody names. She said Malaya could have used her car anytime that she needed it. Doubtful. I don't believe that. Because I think she was helping Daniel to keep an eye on Malaya. Please play the children's video again. Okay, let me get this screenshot off of here.
Yummy, you got two of them. What? You want me to carry them for you? Here, give them to me. And I'll put them in Nanie's car.
What's that? Johnny bear. What's that? Johnny bear.
Isn't that sweet? Yeah. Had to come say hi. Hello. Um, we were just watching that beautiful little video of the kids. Yes. They didn't get everything she said, right? And Thurwood, I am surprised, not surprised that they didn't show all his. I can only imagine what that was, right? Hello, Joe. Good to see you. Hello, Marilyn. Yeah, obstruction of justice at the very minimum, right? Oh, I did forget about that condition. That's true. It's called rhinophtema. It's a severe form of rosacea. It's not caused by alcohol. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Many times, siblings support each other when the adults in charge are busy elsewhere or in abusive surroundings. What I liked about this video is you don't see those kids misbehaving like is commonly out there, right? Lily screaming all the time and, Jack being stubborn. You don't even see that happening in this video at all. And there were two different circumstances, right? Picking apples and then watching cartoons. So it breaks my heart. And I have to even say that I kind of had that picture of them in my mind as well. So now having this makes it better, to have that vision of these babies in my mind instead of the vision that's been out there. You bring up a really good point, Nor'easter. Daniel sure as heck got real quiet after Belinda brought up the CPS picture situation with pictures of bruises on Jack. He went away. I find that really funny. And the only thing that really set him off was, he brought up Cody, tried to, deflect it. Nothing was ever said about Cody ever abusing those children. So, now it's brought up and he deflects to Cody. Oh, yeah, he was such a great father. Wait a minute. Maybe he gave up his kids, but it doesn't sound like he abused them, right? Yeah. What does it take to just tell the truth? Oh, wow. There's another pic showing injuries on Lily. It's the one where they were unwrapping presents and Lily has an injury to her leg. It appears that an adult has tried to hide it. That's sad. If that was happening, why didn't Malaya do something? My opinion. Why didn't she do something? He sure did, and it told me everything I need to know. Yeah, he's in panic mode. I've said it before on this channel. I'm going to say it again. I don't think that Malaya nor Daniel are very strong internally. I really don't. And I believe that one of them is going to crack at some point. That's what I believe. I don't know. I thought it was interesting that it was CBC that zoomed in on the camera and the new sand bucket and toys. Didn't they do that kind of discreetly without saying a word, right? And you can be sure that they turned over their footage to RCMP right away, right? Those ropes. No, I have seen those yellow ropes before. They're like, it's surely not something I would have used because um they're rough, right? Are they? Oh, they're nautical ropes, aren't they? Those yellow ropes, aren't those nautical ropes used for tying boats and stuff? I think they are. Yes. Yeah. You know, he can't even find it in himself to lie about defending himself in that situation. Doubtful. Doubtful. And then you look at the ropes. Seriously, guys. I think though that rope is used as yeah, look at how safe that is. I think that rope is a nautical rope used for tying up boats and stuff, anchors, which makes sense because Daniel's an avid fisherman. But yeah, those boards do not look like they're varnished at all. At all. Jack and Lily vanished and they turned the yard into a meadow play zone. Well, Ginger, here's the thing. I do not think that Daniel will ever get custody of Meadow. I don't believe that at all. And if he did, there's a lot of people, even in just in this chat right now, that would scream holy hell, wouldn't we? Because this is no place for a child to play. And I would not trust, my opinion, I would not trust that man with a child. Yeah, I don't know. Is Durwood helping? I mean, I don't know. Earl, maybe he lives down the road. I am sure that CPS said that the yard had to be cleaned up. There had to be things fixed. And I think that's why they're doing it. But I would be shocked if they let Meadow go there. Well, her and Justin were searching on the ATV. Yeah, I don't. It's too soon to say that anyway. They've got a lot of video footage to go through, guys. A lot of forensics that take a long time to get back. So it's too soon to even talk about it being going cold. But I believe that one of those two is going to break. People are listening to other cases and learning how to get away if this becomes the case here. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure they had to fix some things. Durwood needs some Midol. He's having hot flashes. Norbeaster. He is something, and he does bring out the anger in us, doesn't he? You know, when someone calls you an idiot just because you have a different opinion, that tells me they're not very intelligent themselves, in my opinion. Can someone say where the interview is with Durwood calling RCMP names? Let me see if I can find it. I'll play it again. But I gotta go into my stuff from last night. So just bear with me for a minute, guys. I think I found it. I just gotta figure out where it is. Okay, I think I might have it here. I'm just going to share it. I can't find exactly where it is, but
Well, today marks 11 weeks since the disappearance of 2 children in Nova Scotia, and there still are very few answers. 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack went missing from their family home on May 2nd. Their disappearance sparked days of intense searches of the property and the surrounding wooded areas. Now, their step-grandmother is speaking out for the first time to share her story about what happened the day the siblings disappeared. Well, Brett Ruskin has been following this story from the start, and he joins us now live from Halifax. Brett, what are we hearing so far from their step-grandmother?
Yeah, Crystal, we're hearing from Janie McKenzie. So as you mentioned, the step-grandmother of these 2 missing children. So she is the mother of Daniel Martel, who is the stepfather of Lily and Jack. We've heard from him numerous times over the course of this missing person investigation. But Janie McKenzie, again, speaking to CBC News for the first time, and for the first time giving CBC News access to the property from which the kids disappeared. So she gave a tour, essentially, for CBC Nova Scotia colleagues of ours who walked through the property. Again, she lives in an RV just steps away from the family home from where Lily and Jack disappeared on 2nd. She says on that morning, she heard the kids outside playing. A couple of moments later, there was silence. And a couple of moments after that, she heard Daniel, her son, outside shouting, calling their names, and the frantic search began. Again, the family went out into the woods looking for the kids. There was RCMP officers that took up the case, ground search and rescue crews that were combing through the woods. There were drones and helicopters that lasted days. Now, Janie says that she still feels that the kids are alive out there somewhere, but that not in the woods. Here's what she has to say about that.
No, I don't think they're in the woods. We searched this place. Look at all the searchers they had out. They had helicopters out. They had drones out. They had searchers. They went over this place with a fine-tooth comb every day that they were searching. They were here. You know how many times my trailer got searched 3 times.
So again, that is Janie McKenzie, the step-grandmother of Lily and Jack Sullivan. She says again that she still feels that they're alive somewhere. She says that she was happy with the RCMP investigation at the beginning, but she feels like there is a lack or a lessened sense of urgency now in the last few days and weeks. She hopes that, again, someone comes forward with information about the disappearance of these 2 missing children here in Nova Scotia. Crystal.
Right, you can really hear the frustration, but also the emotion in her voice there. What are police saying about this ongoing investigation? Is there anything new? Where does it stand?
Yeah, the latest update that we have from police that they say that they have done 60 different interviews with family members and members of the community who may know information. They've done those interviews. They have 5,000 different video files in their possession from doorbell cameras, from trail cameras, surveillance cameras in the area. They are doing a forensic analysis on a piece of blanket that was found that belonged to Lily and Jack, to the family, and they are following up on 600 tips from the general public. They say that they are still open to all possible explanations as to what happened to Lily and Jack, and they're still open to people coming forward with more information and tips. Now, obviously, there is still that provincial reward program that is still in place, offering up to $150,000 for tips leading to key information about this disappearance. So again, there is still a strong push to try to figure out what happened to these 2 missing children, now having disappeared 11 weeks.
Okay, that isn't the one, but they must have changed it up on me. That's right. CPS wouldn't disclose personal information. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm just a quiet that people in the mud because I met.
Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to find the spot where
The swing set.
Yes.
Durwood
The
was.
next thing I heard.
I wonder if they took it out of there completely. That is weird. Yeah, it was before that. So that is very strange. It's gone. I will try to see if I can find it for you guys tomorrow. If nothing else, you could look at last night's video. Yeah, his was right at the end. Not in there. Very strange. Oh, thank you, Faye. Welcome in. We're happy to have you. That's the one, but it's 8:33 and not there. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Very weird, right? Oh, you found it. So let me click on your link here. Okay. So I will share this tab instead. Make sure that you guys can see it all right. Okay. Okay, here he is.
And she's not the only one.
What a bunch of arrogant, conceited, incompetent clowns.
Darren Geddes is an extended family member of the children's mother. He says the Mounties didn't take him seriously.
It's not hurt, it's rage, and I'm trying to control it.
Mackenzie believes Lily and Jack are still out there.
Deep down in my heart, I do believe Jack and Lily are alive.
When asked whether they're investigating if the children could still be alive,
So there you have it. You want to see him again? One last time. He just likes to call people names, guys.
see. And she's not the only one.
What a bunch of arrogant, conceited, incompetent clowns.
Darren Geddes is an extended family member of the children's mother. He says the Mounties didn't take him seriously.
It's not hurt, it's rage, and I'm trying to control it.
Mackenzie believes Lily and Jack are
Anger and rage, and he's trying to control it. There you go. What a bunch of conceited clowns, right? They didn't take him seriously. You know, I wonder why, guys. Why wouldn't they take that man seriously? Oh my God. Media that's not really not if somebody gave those pictures of Jack and Lily from the school, guys, that's wrong. But sometimes people do things to ensure that the truth gets out there, right? Ginger. Yeah, new bird feeders lights, yes. Yeah, everyone else is a clown and an idiot. Yep. He called us idiots. This was last week he was in here. But I think he's gotten banned off most sites and YouTube, so he's taken to Facebook. So but yeah, I think that it's very sad that he resorts to name calling. You know, that's his go-to. And I would be very careful of saying that on national or I don't know, is CBC national for you guys? Nationwide, countrywide, on TV about RCMP. That's pretty bold, pretty brash, in my opinion. My opinion. No worries, Tulsa. I'm glad Ginger was able to find it for us quickly. Yeah, the one that I had from last night that I showed it was changed. But the last visit, they disclosed living conditions. Wow. That's wrong on so many levels. Douchewood makes you crazy, angry. Yeah. That's a good point. Got some detail-oriented people here. New gravel at the shed door. Interesting. He's very aggressive, that kind of guy honestly triggers me. If I was be around him, I'd leave. I don't know. I think he's retired. Oh, he has a girlfriend. Logan's grandma is his girlfriend, from what I hear. Hello, McWrapping. Good to see you. Really, Daniel's calling people names now? Wow. We don't call people names. We just think of different names for them. Yeah, there's new stain on the buildings, definitely. I had some before and after pictures. We had this one. What the shed and the chicken coop looked like before and what it looks like now. You can see that it's all stained and actually re-sided because the siding was going up and down on the top picture and it's going sideways on this picture. So there's that one. The RV got new lights here. Looks like things are a little cleaned up. Looks like they're redoing the pipe that comes out because the pipe went up. So looks like things are changing there. This is a picture of the driveway from the house. Now it's kind of cleared up and they just have tables and chairs out there versus junk before. This is a picture of the front of the house. You could see that the front shed was not level. It's all level now, looks like. All the stuff is gone from around the front. Most of it is. But there is that baby toy right there in front now. Bottom picture. And then big difference in the back, right? The steps are now going all the way across, where if you look in the top left picture, they were just narrow steps going down, kind of at a slant. But now they go all the way to the side of the trailer. And I still don't know what that structure is that on the on the back of the deck where it stands up. I don't get that at all. Darren is a gigolo. Lori, do you need glasses? Just kidding. Oh my gosh. Yes, they don't like us noticing stuff, right? Why? Yeah, something. Something, right? I think, guys, is that maybe some of you can tell me, but is that black stuff on the trailer? Is that just dirt or is that mold? I'm curious. Yeah, the front is white. They started to paint over the front. It used to be blue, but they started to paint and they only painted the front. They didn't paint the back. Because I found some old pictures. If you go on Google Maps, you know how you can see the different years. The whole trailer used to be blue. So at some point they painted the front of it white, but they didn't do the back of it. They did put a lot of effort into fixing up a woodshed. Yeah. Something happened there. Only thing besides the slide, no, there is one other. There is this. It's laying there and it's brand new. There's no dirt on it. The tools inside of it are like, you know how they're stuck together. I think they just threw that in the yard to make it look like children had been playing with it, and it's not. Yeah, that was your picture, Walla. Come to think of it. One stage toy, right? Mildew, algae, mold, all of the above. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's mold. So that would have to be treated before they could paint it. I wondered that too, Bobby, if that was a satellite stand, right? I wondered that as well. I did wonder that. Because it's odd, right? Why did they perfectly bend that broken stove to a ramp shape and leave sharp metal in the yard? Right? Being high, start all kinds of projects, but you never finish them. It could be. Is that why she had a cough? Yeah, for sure. Or grass, soft grass, right? Soft grass. I don't know. Just crazy, isn't it? Um, I can't even. And these boards here on the fence to our right, that all looks new as well. So I'd really like to know what's under that gravel. Did they look under the shed? I mean, I'm sure they did, but there's just things that we're noticing that, yeah, because Janie did say she hasn't been able to see her other grandchildren either. Yeah, she had to feel like woman was yelling at her the whole time, right? Because she's so defensive. You did notice though that she didn't seem to they didn't seem to let them inside the RV or the trailer. In fact, they had a curtain over the patio doors so that she couldn't see when she opened up the patio door to hear it. No, I don't blame her. And I hear they moved to Halifax. So they live a long ways now. Quite a ways anyway. So, yeah. All right. So, one last peek at Super D. Now, who said that about the bulge? Now that's where I look. Come on. Don't do that to me. Was that you, Lori? Oh, gosh. My grannyism for today. But the aspects of secrets is that they leak out. If they didn't leak, they wouldn't be interesting, right? And we've seen it. um, we have seen leaks coming out of these guys. Janie's leaking, Daniel's leaking, Durwood's just, throwing out a narrative that he's been told, in my opinion. I don't think he knows anything for sure. It was you, Trees? Yeah, I saw it as soon as I looked at it again. Yeah. Um, and I mean, isn't Nova Scotia, um, in general as a whole, I thought I read something on it that um, is a poverty kind of stricken area, and let me know, guys, if I'm wrong. But I thought I read that today somewhere. (007) Star Child, welcome in. When a man deflects serious concerns about missing children by mocking women, insulting grieving family members, and dodging accountability, that speaks volumes. I agree with you. 100%. 100%. I also work in behavioral health and addiction crisis setting. No, I said the thing about Daniel's bulge. Gotcha. Yeah, well, thank you. Now, when I see that picture, that's all I'm going to see. I was thinking of adding a song to it. AI comes up with some pretty good songs. It's no different than Vancouver. Okay. Gotcha. A lot of generational poverty too. Yeah, that's a thing. That is definitely a thing. Forgotten family. Yeah. Gotcha. So they could have been living better, but they spent it all on rugs. Well, he has a job. But if you spend all your money on rugs, that's why, I love how generous some of you are. Instead, if you had the money, you would build them a new home or whatever. In my opinion, I would, I'd love to do that for people if I had money. I would love to do that for people. But guys, you have to remember, people who won't do for themselves, like, even if you're poverty ridden, right? You still can keep a clean yard and a clean space, right? You take care of the things that you do have, because then when you're given more, you can take care of it. But somebody who doesn't and somebody who's on rugs, I'm sorry, I would draw the line at giving them that, because they're not going to appreciate it or take care of it. Does that make sense? Bobby. No worry, Lucid. It just hit me as soon as I saw it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right where my eyes went. But yeah, does that make sense, guys? Because take care of what you have, and then you'll appreciate something more, right? Then there's, and I don't think that this is a case in this instance, but then there are people who don't know any better. Maybe were raised generationally, but could be trained to be better, right? There's that as well. That's a good point. Addiction disconnects them from their present environment. They let go of themselves. Yeah. Inhale, exhale. Hello, hello. I don't know exactly what it is. I've heard different stories in chat about it, but either way, it's good money. Does the rugs he did cause narcissistic personality disorder? Asking for a friend. I don't know. Do rugs cause that? I don't know. It's more than I make on Social Security, guys. Wow. Well, I got tired of picking up after a grown man and all his friends. Could be. Could be. All right, guys. Well, that's all I have time for tonight. I want to thank you all for being here. I love our conversations. We will continue tomorrow night. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday night and have a great week. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granny'scrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.